Hey, this is Roger in Finland, and today, talking about mistakes from Just Waiting for Friday, we're gonna cover continuity, or rather lack thereof. So we did shoot the show in 4 separate days to fit the schedules of the cast and crew, and since this is something that we're doing on our own time, after working time, after full day of work, it's a little bit difficult and challenging to find properties. So we had shot some of the scenes in different days at different times. So for instance, the very first day that we shot was the scene with the junior and senior developer, and we needed a couple of shots of the senior developer for the scene with the product owner. So far so good, we actually did remember to shoot those extra scenes, which that was the good part, but now let's get into problems. In these videos I'm trying to take the blame away from me if I can, even though I think that most of the mistakes are my fault, but let's today blame Finland and the darkness of November. We did shoot pretty much all the scenes at the same time. That was somewhere between 4:30 and 6:30. That's after work time when we actually have chance to do these things. And here we are facing one of the challenges of the Finnish autumn and Finnish winter, which is darkness. The very first shot, it was in mid-October. The third day of shooting was in the beginning of November. And even if they were shot pretty much at the same time of day, one day we still had daylight, and the next time it was already pitch black outside. This is something we did not think through when we were planning the shots. We did not realize it while we were shooting, but then when I was cutting it together it was really obvious. I have all this scene with the product owner and those developers interacting, which happens in the office when it's pitch black outside, and then I need to cut into the senior developer, which he has daylight in the background. I try to save it, I try to color grade it, I try to do some sky replacement in the windows, but it was either too harsh or way too obvious, so in the end I just lowered the exposure a little bit, and hoping that people will pay attention to the actor who's super fun and not to the continuity issue. So from this first mistake, the learning is that schedule matters, time of the day matters, calendar day matters, even 2 weeks difference, especially in the Finnish winter, makes a huge difference on the lighting from the outside. The second continuity issue we had was in the documentation wars scene, where we have the technical writer putting some war paint in her face, and we did save that beat for the very last moment of the shooting. We didn't want her to have to put the makeup on and then take it off and then put it on again, so that's the last thing we did. Which means that we still had a couple of shots where she should have had the paint on, but she didn't. And this is something that actually I missed totally, even while editing. I counted afterwards, so there's 13 frames that this is visible, but one of the producers noticed it when reviewing the footage, and I had this challenge accepted moment, so I couldn't help myself and tried to fix it. So to fix the issue, I had to go to Fusion 9 and do some compositing work. So what I did basically was create 2 masks, one for each side of the face, and the mask had roughly the same shape that the paint had. So what I did was track her face. Actually what I tracked are her glasses, because it was the bit with most contrast in that shot, and then tie the masks into that tracking. So then the both masks move more or less on top of the face, and these masks just have a brightness component to it, so I just made the skin darker under those bits with some feathering in the edges to make it look a little bit more natural, and this is how it looks now. I know it's only 13 frames, but it was a continuity mistake and we managed to fix it, so I thought this one is definitely worth sharing with you guys. Even if I've been able to put together quite a big list of mistakes we've made there, and I'm trying to share them from learning purposes, I will be curious to know if have you guys found any other continuity mistakes. Please write them down in the comments. Alright, I hope you liked the video, and at least you have learned something about the Finnish winter and the Finnish darkness, and I hope to see you the next time. So if you liked it, please subscribe, hit the like button, and we'll see you soon for more mistakes.